Pay that man his money. Don't know if my reference lands for you guys. If not, apologize for being a boomer. What's going on, everybody? Christian Pedersen back with another episode of Seahawks Digest, the show that even though I told you yesterday that football was back, we got to talk about contract status and negotiations because Devon Witherspoon might be about to get that bag. Apparently, the Seahawks have upped the ante in their contract negotiations with him and are trying to make him the highest paid of the cornerbacks in NFL history. Love to see it for my man. Before we get any further, I got to ask you, like, subscribe, comment, share. You know it's a YouTube show. That's what I got to do. I also got to give you a quick Prize Picks ad read. It's America's #1 sports pick app. Best way to get in on the action right now. If you want to use the code DIGEST when you're signing up, DIGEST, Prize Picks will give you $50 and play your first $5 in lineups. Okay, that headline one more time in all of its glory. The Seahawks looking to make Devon Witherspoon the highest paid cornerback in the NFL. And hey man, I ain't going to hate on it. All of them, man. I'm here for it. The numbers, let's bring them full screen, that he is looking to, this has advanced significantly, which I think is a good sign for all involved, even if it is in the end, an overpay. Good to get closer to having this finalized around $32 million a year, highest paid cornerback vibes, all sorts of good stuff. Yes, here's the current contract status for Witherspoon. You know, you can notice that what's the saying? One of these things is not like the other. One of these things just doesn't belong. That last year, a tad bit more expensive than he has been the previous seasons, but still interesting discussion, I think, to be had. The numbers for Witherspoon are very good. The numbers for corners in general, I think, are difficult sometimes to quantify in terms of like just one of these stat breakdowns. I can go way, like in the modern analytical era that we live in, I can dive super deep down a rabbit hole of like X, Y, or Z stats that make him look like, even if they're not throwing at his side, okay, well, he absorbs these, helps these other guys. Like, yeah, he's really, really good at his job. He's beyond really good. He's elite at his job. Is the concept ever of making somebody the singular highest paid at that position a good thing? No, in my opinion. I think it's kind of a necessary evil, if you will, that sometimes to retain top-tier talent, you got to do that stuff, but you wind up with Kirk Cousins being the highest-paid quarterback for a little bit. You wind up with, for a cornerback example, I can think of Darrelle Revis being nothing but a disappointment following Revis Island. Like, hits that peak, gets that bag, is on the TV slanging Dick's Sporting Goods going, no, Revis Island, all that, but then never really like led the Jets to an NFL anything or whatnot, despite how good he was at the cornerback position. So I can throw out that it's, it's good numbers, that it's not like they didn't go 10 million over the next cornerback behind him, and they're doing, I think, the responsible, like this is the bidding. We'll give you $31 million and $1, $31 million and $2, just so that it says that Witherspoon is the highest paid ever. So what do you think? Like, is this guy worth it? Not worth it? I don't want to say that, I get that I can say both sides of an argument here and be like, oh, well, no one's ever worth that money, but this guy's worth that money. The defense is really good. Number one scoring defense, yada, 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 all those things from last year. I'm curious what you guys, given though the fact that this is a salary capped sport where eventually you run out of ability to give him $20 million and make him the highest paid and talked a little bit about the salary availability this offseason for the Seahawks. It's in the 20-ish million a year. So to renegotiate this, they have the room to do it. If they're going to be upping him by 10 more million, they have the ability to get away with it. But Does locking down Witherspoon then impact Darnold? Does locking down anybody on the defense for too long defeat the ability for Mike Macdonald and company to be good at the draft and good at replacing people? And do you like the ability to say, hey, if Witherspoon leaves, we can fill in with these 3 trades because we have tons of cap space? And I don't know if it feels like there's a somewhere in the middle kind of right answer to all of this. The numbers, I don't know if you can just go out and get 40, 50, 60 tackles from a cornerback who can do it in a way that is similar to Witherspoon, where it can be lined up in different formations at different positions, have different capabilities. I guess I'm excited about the possibility of locking down one of the generational greats, but I, at the same time, am worried because that's a steep price tag for that I would almost wonder if he can't be recreated in the aggregate with 2 significantly cheaper, less serviceable cornerbacks, and then also being able to spend $10 million of that 30 on some midseason trade for a linebacker or a D-end or anything like that. And I don't have any specific examples to come up here and be like, oh, well, not him, I want him. It just, you know what I'm saying? In the back of my mind, I'm kind of like, I don't want you to be the high. I don't want to go out on a limb and put us in the crosshairs of having to be on Sunday Night Football watching the highest paid cornerback in the league blow maybe his only missed assignment of the whole season, but $32 million, and he just let one big tutty. So I'm like, I'm just being a YouTube buffoon. You know what I'm saying? Look, we'll get you out of here in a second. I guess for you guys, drop a comment on how 1 out of 10, how badly do we need to keep Devon Witherspoon on the squad would be where I'm at, because this is good to be closer in contract negotiations, but I think it is a precarious cliff. Before we get out of here, got to say one more thank you to Prize Picks, sponsor for today's video, and of all things Digest Media. If you want to get in on the action for the very first time, it's America's #1 sports pick app. And they will hook you up right now if you use the code DIGEST, DIGEST. When you sign up, they'll give you $50 when you play your first $5 in lineups. If you are a returning user, no worries. They've got you covered on that as well. Taco Tuesdays, all Tuesday, every Tuesday, you can use Taco Tuesdays to take advantage of discounted projections from the Prize Picks board. And then finally close out your week with your Flex Fridays. Use your Flex Friday bonus to boost your payouts by up to 40%. Once again, code DIGEST, DIGEST, when you are signing up. That's what I got for you today. Until next time, Seahawks fans, football's back. Talk to you soon.